Welcome one, welcome all. On a glistening day in the Grand Old Commonwealth, we bring you to a stir at the fabled City Stadium. This is Richmond, Virginia. This is the USL League One. This is Richmond Kickers and One Knoxville, where tonight's match is brought to you by U-Crops. Howdy, folks. I'm Peyton Gallagher, and with so little story left to write, we take you to the table that starkly paints the picture of import for both teams. One Knoxville, having just beaten Chattanooga Red Wolves in the midweek, currently in the catbird seat, topping the table and pacing themselves towards the #1 overall seed. Richmond Kickers, the story is quite simple for them. Win and survive. Anything less than that is less than sufficient to keep their season going. But the good news for Darren Sawatsky and his team is they did exactly that. Last time these two teams tangled in Richmond, it was 1-0. It was Marcelo Lage on that day scoring his first and only Richmond Kickers goal to deliver the lead. One of only two teams these Kickers are to beat One Knoxville since the month of July, but since then, it's not been so good. Real thudding defeats at the hands of several of their recent opposition, and Richmond have been trending in the wrong direction, struggling on the defensive end, conceding goals by the handful, the likes of Charlotte Independence and many more in these recent games. Having so often been broken through, they will look to some of their core defensive members to maybe sturdy things up, and one of those is Marcelo Lage, our player to watch, brought to you by Giachi Yerba Mate. Marcelo Lage, we already showed you, he has scored on One Knoxville once. He will try to see to it that the roadside do not score on Richmond today. And for One Knoxville, the man on the marquee for this group, led by Ian Fuller in his first year at the helm. 4-1 Knox is none other than Babacar Dieng, who's been in sparkling form in his own right in the recent games over these last couple of weeks. Assist last game against Chattanooga. Made it 3 goal contributions in the last 3 for him, as he has already climbed out to 7 goals on the campaign. 4-1 Knoxville, who once more are thoroughly in the hunt for the #1 overall seed in the division. Kickoff coming up to you next, presented by Bon Secours. Everything on the line between Richmond Kickers and One Knoxville SC. Only a couple weeks left in this USL League One season. I don't know what you would want from a contest beyond what's to come. Up next.
Asia, your car's small.
It's a little cramped, but it's fine.
Fine? When you became MVP once, was that fine? No, you did it twice.
They built you a statue.
But you're fine with this tiny car when you could just sell it to CarMax?
You're right. It's not fine.
I can't feel my legs.
Never settle on the lot or on the court. CarMax.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day.
We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family.
Is seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at their home away from home.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the U-Crops brand stands for.
Lineups are presented by Ortho Virginia, and first for the home team, Richmond Kickers, what presents as a 4-1-4-1, and notably, Beckett Howell, the youngster, will start in the center back role in that back four next to Marcelo Lage, with James Sten behind him as always. It is O'Dwyer in the base of that midfield, Seufert and Bill Hart will back the goal-scoring punch of Josh Kirkland and, of course, Emiliano Terzaghi. 4-1 Knoxville, a heavily rotated side, managing the minutes coming off the midweek fixture against Chattanooga Red Wolves, and we will see plenty of new faces in the attacking end, namely Nico Rosamilia, as well as Stavros Saracosta stepping in at the front with Babacar Dieng in the middle of those two. Backline has been the backline pretty much the entire year for one Knoxville. Callum Johnson will hold things down in the midfield with Mikel Goling reintroduced to the starting 11 today. Out to the live pictures. They will prove pertinent this evening. Richmond Kickers, the only team that are directly staring down their own demise on the evening. This storied club that have set the standard many a time in the USL League One, feeling their shoulder blades up against the ropes. They need all 3 points. Nothing beneath that will keep them breathing at the final 3 whistles of this contest. One Knoxville, they have just leapfrogged their in-state foe, Chattanooga Red Wolves, into the ascendant spot in the table as they are at the tippy top, stepping between the 4 lines here at City Stadium today. It is a real pleasure to bring this to you. Peyton Gallagher here as long shadows cast on a game that is separated by a single border. The Tennesseans, the Virginians, sweep in motion. Here in Richmond, it's Richmond Kickers, it's one Knoxville. This is the USL League One, live and in color. Knoxville playing with wide wings as of late, unbeaten in their last 4. 3 wins in that stead of time. Richmond fumble into this one, having lost 4 consecutive and having conceded 3 or more goals in each of the last 3 games. Darted out of play as we take a look at the injury report heading into this one, and it is informing some of the decisions made today. Ben Secor is the presenting sponsor of this, and without Mark Doyle, one Knoxville just trying to be precautionary today with his allotment of minutes. He scored last game against Chattanooga, but he's been really struggling to get out of the garage this year. Dealt with injuries, and of course, Dakota Barnathan, so well trusted down the years, the club captain for Richmond Kickers. He is unavailable to Darren Sawatsky at this all-important, crucial stage in their season. It will come against the odds for Richmond. They know that. Trying to keep a sharp focus at the point of their control, which is a victory today. It falls kindly in the box. There, Costas onto it. And just swashbuckled out of the box, but there is a large man wearing red that is struggling to rise to his feet. It looks like Marcelo Lage. Took a bruising in a collision there as the ball was ripped free by the pressing Babacar Dieng. A chance to look back at what has center back of Richmond Kickers struggling. He just got kicked in the leg. Referee today is Carlos Rodriguez. Did not see enough contact in that to incite a foul call against one Knoxville. Muscled into the area. Second header, not all the way clear. Third one, same story, ripped hard at goal and falling faintly wide. The keys to the game as they stand in this one. Brought to you by CarMax, and for Richmond, as we were saying a moment ago, objective is to stay present. They need help elsewhere, but as it stands right now, all they can control is what's in front of them, and that is one Knoxville. It is an all too cliched statement, but very true. Every game is a final for them from here on out, and for one Knoxville, manager Ian Fuller felt like in the last engagement between these 2 teams, the intensity wasn't quite there, and they were punished for that fact. Richmond trying to do much of the same here. Fizzed in, Sean Lewis put gloves to it and ushered away. After a warning shot was fired by Richmond Kickers, Marcelo Lage is back to his feet. Looks like he will carry on. Can all but anticipate Richmond Kickers will have a high degree of urgency. Caution to the wind, it serves them no good at this stage. really found themselves crawling to the finish line, having only won 2 of their last 14 games. Of course, one of those victories was over one Knoxville. Roadside have only been beaten twice since the month of July, but one of those fellings came at the hands of the opposition they see today. Shuttled downfield by Lodge. Kirkland gives it a chase, but not ahead of Sean Lewis as he arrives at the top of his box. Sean Lewis last game against Chattanooga Red Wolves. You wouldn't guess it by the scoreline, but he was absolutely sterling. 5 saves in that one, which are the second most he's ever posted for one Knoxville. Away by Simon Fitch. First time the referee is required tonight. Once more, that is Carlos Rodriguez. Joseph Knopf and Douglas Clayton are the ones running the lines today. And they have great talk. We'll calculate the board when it is time to do so. Sievert Haugli. Smoothly wide. Stuart Ritchie. Embargoed for any forward advance. There is a degree of patience in the play from one Knoxville. Game is always at their tenor and tempo. And into the pocket, Jaheim Brown. A loose touch as it scampers to the other end at the foot of Richmond kickers. The referee gives it a thank and once more awards the foul to one Knoxville. Looks like somebody may have popped a tire. This should simmer the tempo just a little bit. Hotly contested as one might anticipate. Mikael Goling, the one that needs to tighten the screws here, if you will. Mikael Goling got off to that really great, exciting start this year. He's only scored once in the last 8 games, but he did score in the prior meeting with Richmond in Knoxville. Two teams having played twice this year. Really more than that. There were a couple of matches abandoned in Knoxville due to the playing surface and inclement weather. Led to a couple weeks back, these two teams seeing a lot of each other with a game at the weekend and in the midweek. Most recent of which, of course, is the one that's been discussed already, which Richmond found all 3 points. Knoxville taking the result in the other. All time, Richmond do lead the series, albeit a brief one. 2 victories, 3 draws, and the 1 loss that came earlier this year. Kirkland in his own box and away by Marcelo Lodge. Ball at feet for Sean Lewis. Whether it's Jordan Skelton or Sievert Haugli, there is an incisive amount of quality in their passing. Always a threat in that first phase of build-up play. Now at the edge of the box, pumped in and off the toes of Dien. Standout young goalkeeper James Snedden, who made his first impressions at the back end of last year, really invigorated that playoff charge in the final phase of play for Richmond in 2024. This season has seen him as the first choice for the kickers, making his 24th start of the campaign. Maybe a break brewing. Bursting forward. Adrian Billhart lost the lasso to it. That's a throw-in for Richmond. Simon Fitch. Twisting wide by O'Dwyer. Now Beckett-Howell. Richmond yet to establish much of an attacking foothold. Knoxville bringing the fight on the road. Angelo Kelly. Roping wide to Zeracostas. Ball was measured well. Off a ricochet. It's cleared by Lodge. Knoxville winning all the second balls so far. They reignite their attack. Zeracostas. Jaheim Brown exploring the space, prodded away. Kelly in for another stiff tackle. Richmond playing with fire, trying to work their way out of the back, and it's out for a throw. USL on ESPN2 you can watch tomorrow, October 5th, for a clash. Championship teams fighting for the playoff life. Eastern Conference Rhode Island, they battle to stay above the playoff line. Western Conference Las Vegas Lights, the one that opposed them. Both teams looking to climb into the postseason. Again, that game is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Just speaking of fixtures that are whetting the appetite in the USL. Jägermeister Cup final tonight, shared between Hartford Athletic and Sacramento Republic. Plenty of time for this game to come to its natural conclusion before you turn your attention to that. It is a very exciting one. USL League One getting great representation. Greenville Triumph making their way all the way to the penultimate phase of that competition before being ousted by Hartford Athletic. Scooped all the way back to James Sneddon. Jaheim Brown puts head to it. Beckett-Howell reads the danger and takes no chances in clearing it into the stands. Not a dry fingernail in the place. Heading into the weekend, Richmond kickers were not in total custody of their own ultimate outcome, as last night there were results that could alter their trajectory. After Charlotte Independence lost Spokane Velocity in the final stages of that one, it was so determined that Richmond would be alive tonight if they could get all 3 points from this game. A draw will not be good enough though, so expect them to go for broke. A dainty little turn. And a driven delivery in behind. Onto it is Kirkland with pace. Stride for stride in recovery with Stuart Ritchie. Another decision rendered by the man with the whistle. And this is potentially a meaningful free kick for Richmond kickers. One Knoxville have conceded despite what has really on the whole been an impregnable defense. A league-high 8 headed goals throughout the course of the campaign. Nearly 40% of their overall concessions have been of the headed persuasion. Those aerial targets are interested here. Ball in. Down by Darwin Espinal. Dispossessed. Recovered by Seufer, who will just sift it out of play. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DNA, the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network. Detroit City FC takes on Loudoun United FC on Saturday, October 11th at 4 p.m. Eastern on 2DNA. The USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Rampaging ahead in mid-park. And delivered wide. Mikel Gouling deferring now to Stuart Ritchie. Callum Johnson stirring centrally for Angelo Kelly. Richmond back behind the ball in force. They have been working on layering their attacking principles all year long. Ian Fuller and his staff, first season at the helm of this Knoxville project, have just gotten better and better from their first moment of operation in USL League Two. Learned a lot in their first season in League One. Made the postseason for the first time last year. Right now, everybody's aiming at them, as they are the ones atop the table. Sievert Haugley on approach. Dancing into the box, and now it's Ritchie, who rocks in across over the head of Deanne. Not done away with. The shot is blocked. Beckett Howell's there. Second bite at the cherry from Zeracostas. Snapped up and sent away only as far as Darwin Espinal, who's quickly hemmed into the corner before the pressure can be fully alleviated. Ian Fuller wasn't happy with the level of, you might say, energy early on in the first meeting with Richmond. Didn't feel like they rose to the moment against a very hungry kicker side. That has not been the case so far. Well, Knoxville have been the ones that have certainly been throwing all the blows in the early rounds. Quarter hour gone. A tidy turn. And a nifty flick. Something to chase. Bill Hard. Sean Lewis. Sent spiraling, aimed towards Deanne. Never gets there. And knocked wide. Jaheim Brown. Brown in the USL League One Team of the Week. This week most previous. Really big time performance in the last couple of games from him as he has fought his way back into the first choice starting 11. Last game, in the case of Jaheim Brown, his first full 90 minutes in the last 8 for one Knox. His opposite number has the ball in tow now. Stuart Ritchie unable to get away. This time of year, there are other games going on that have influence on the teams at play. One of those being Portland Hearts of Pine in Madison. Forward Madison currently spoiling the parade for Portland, who could have clinched their postseason with a victory today and other results falling their way. Madison fighting for their lives as well below the playoff marker. They are 2 goals to the good in the first half there. Callum Johnson calculating and cutting wide for Ritchie, who's had much of the game at his feet so far. One-two, unable to stick for one Knoxville. Still a bit rickety in defense from Richmond. It's Kelly now, outside of the boot. Deanne settling at the top of the area. And scraped wide for a goal kick. Snedden, no reason to interfere with the course of that shot, which was quite biteless off the foot. The attacking player, Rosamila. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. It's Kirkland, inhabiting the same region as the ball. Nothing more than a sniff of it, though. Scuttle away, Emiliano Terzaghi. Billhard for company, that's where it goes. Adrian Billhard shuffling in on the left. Dotting forward, Simon Fitch attaching himself. And Richmond reinvigorate their attacking effort. Terzaghi between lines, can't turn away from Kelly. It was a thunning first touch. Angelo Kelly's activity remains high. Now it's Mikael Gulling on a bit of a run, snaking by 1-2. I know the staff, Ian Fuller, has made it a point. They've been working with Gulling all year to make his decision-making quicker, more efficient. That time showing the skill as a soloist, though. As his side retain the ball, retain the threat. Big atmosphere here at the City Stadium. Well, Knoxville enduring it well so far. Sievert Haugli with long strides, lunging into the attacking frame, joined by Ritchie, who rifles in across the back post, waiting is Deanne. And with a hop, skip, and jump, it's out for a corner. Now, very different to their opposition today. Richmond have only conceded 2 headed goals. That is the joint best mark in the league. The team across the line for them, though, is the best in the division in that department with 10 on the year. No other team has gotten a broader share of their overall goal-scoring output from headed efforts than one Knoxville. Nearly 3 in every 10 goals for them this year. They've been scored by the most reasonable way they might score here. Burley brawny side from the Volunteer State. They need to volunteer themselves once more to run at a ball in the air. Punched away by Sneddon. Brave goalkeeping from the youngster. Shot from range. It was spiteful, the strike, but stung wide. That's about as close as one Knox have come. It was always skewing. Looked like it was Zeracostas there that uncorked. Never shy. Very bright player. Got that innate quality to maybe just unlock a game by himself, as Richmond's bright ideas in their own right. Foul is called. Non-stop. First half of the first half. Almost totally in the books now. Loops to this near touch line for Simon Fitch, who gets clear, gets in across. Still there, second effort, strikes the heart of one Knoxville. As Adrian Billhard busts through and Richmond grab hold of their lifeline. Oh, how sweetly that was caught by Adrian Billhard. They win the War of Wills in the box. It is a strike that is pure of hits and pure of punctuation. The kickers alive and certainly kicking. That will lift the spirits. Hard part's done for Richmond. Now the harder part, defending it. As mentioned previous, this is a team that have conceded 3 or more goals in each of their last 3 games. They're doing so today in their defensive duties with a typical fullback. The twilight of his teenage years. Playing center back today in Beckett Howe. One goal, likely not good enough. Hence they're looking for more. Richmond. The attack was on course. It looked like Skelton that stepped in. Denied the avenue. The question is now, is it a yellow card? Knoxville's captain is going to get away with a warning. No caution. It is a free kick for Richmond's side that are red hot right now. And the fallout from that goal only moments ago from Adrian Billhart. What was his second goal of the year. There's a pulse in the place. History echoes around this venue. Filling the drums right now with these kicker supporters. Hammered wide. And providing the overlap is Fitch. Just beneath the outstretched leg of the oncoming Josh Kirkland. Did score last game against Tormenta. His first goal in the last 11 had been since June 25th. He had found the back of the net, Josh Kirkland. Had 7 goals at that point. He was right in the thick of the Golden Boot race. His falling off coincides in many ways with Richmond's season cooling off. A searching effort in behind. Saracostas onto it. A twist and a tango. And a corner. Knoxville can reverse the flow very quickly here. Richmond best be switched on. Richie will set it as he likes. Team's leader in open play crosses with 82 and chances created with 37. Had an assist last week against Chattanooga. Nobody better to usher in what is serious alarm bells for Richmond right now. Good shapely ball, met strongly. And the whistle blows in favor of the kickers. I think it was Chandler O'Dwyer who got bumped. Boy, that knows something about heading the ball, more particularly into the opposition's net. 6 of his 12 career goals have come in that fashion, as he has once more added 4 this year. Playing in a bit of a deeper role today. Dean dragging one Knoxville into the final third by himself. Now he's joined Stuart Ritchie. Jaheim Brown crossing from deep. Lost in the lights and after an awkward hop, Kirkland try and rush it away. Shoulder to shoulder is the initial call. And Rosamila is now incensed after the late whistle. Certainly looked like there was a lot of contact there. The question is whether or not it was shoulder to shoulder. He will escape the yellow card. Jordan Skelton is making a heavy-handed defense. Why there was no foul there. As the captain, it is so his right. Scraping the sky on its course to Kirkland. Never arrives at its destination, but will be out for a throw. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, I'm told, it's the player's choice. Here's the choice man for Richmond kickers, Adrian Billhart. He is the point of separation so far. His goal just beyond the 20th minute is what has Richmond with a wide smile right now. Bundled into midfield. Angelo Kelly with a check of the rearview mirror. Richmond happy to allow one Knoxville muddle around in their own half all game long. See how much they bunker now, Richmond kickers. Again, the idea is it's a playoff final every match, every minute from here on out. Something to defend, certainly right now. Cued away by Marcelo Lage. Half an hour across the threshold here in Virginia. Dashing into the final third again, it's Haugley. Knoxville may be cut out here, it's only Skelton back. A tug of the shirt, that's a clear yellow card. Professional foul. Looked like it was Callum Johnson on the tug. At full stretch, and it was about to be a one-on-one with Adrian Billhart, who already whetted his appetite once today, scoring the first. Swayfer. Sten. Line-splitting ball that does square free. And blazing a trail, it's Kirkland on the cutback. Josh Kirkland laid off. Mariano Terzaghi will applaud the effort. He was waiting for it in the tall grass. There is still a corner coming. Individual effort followed by individual skill by Josh Kirkland nearly opened the whole thing up. And Knoxville able to just dodge by that effort from Richmond. Prepped to make sure to make the most of this corner kick. By that I mean Marcelo Lage will be as close to goal as he can be. 5 career-headed goals for him, 4 of them coming in the USL Championship in 2023 for Las Vegas Lights. Scored in this very same way against One Knox earlier this year. He poses a menacing posture at the back post. Swooped in towards Lage. Lewis greets it with a knuckle. Mile-high ball. Sits up kind of awkwardly. Beckett Howell just swings at it. One Knoxville, grab it up. Mikael Goling with a pirouette, finally releasing the ball downfield and finding friendly feet. Zerkostas and then Rosamela. Pokes in all these sore places for Richmond. Zerkostas carving it across, Lage away. Still Stavros Zerkostas. There is contact. Richmond able to evade. Angelo Kelly, a clean winning of it. Dien. Jaheim Brown wrapping in. Brown! 1-1. Jaheim Brown bullies his way into the box and breaks one Knoxville out of their deficit, 1-1. It is just lovely effort from Angelo Kelly that makes this whole thing tick. Deanne with the hold-up play. And it's a ruthless bit of finishing from Jaheim Brown, who quickly turns what had been a dreamy start for Richmond into a sour taste as James Snedden left stranded, the ball just a skipping stone beneath his feet. And we are once more back where we started. Third on the year for Jaheim Brown. And he is hitting his top gear at the right time. How do Richmond respond now? Emiliano Terzaghi, certainly his side a lot tighter than they were not 90 seconds ago. Simon Fitch. Coordinated move in progress. Fitch at the end line. He ran out of road. Richie. Vast majority of the play has come down this near shoulder for one Knoxville. Jaheim Brown, maybe the beneficiary of that as he arrived late in the last move. Tries to set up this one. Soaring bit of playing behind there from him. Doesn't come off. Now it's Kirkland. Kirkland back to goal. He's held it up. Now Emiliano Terzaghi is on the charge. Terzaghi, thoughts of a shot quickly extinguished by Haugley. And off the back heels, Eric Costas. Goaling's lost out. Richmond raising their hackles. Right kind of response after taking it on the chin. Losing their lead. Bill Hart. It's scooped away. With a carry, the cross will end up over the end line for a corner. And so is Simon Fitch. He tunes his proper measurements and sets infield within swing. He'll get another go. It took a deflection on the way through. Helped along. Retracing the steps to catch up is Josh Kirkland. Bill Hard. It was a well-sculpted ball in, and it requires a defensive intervention that takes it out of play for another corner. Well, Knoxville feeling the temperature maybe turn up on themselves a little bit right now. Swung all the way away and out for a goal kick. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and Sirius XM app. Babacar Dieng, who assisted the first goal today, now widens for Rosamila. He's hitting the ground and foul called. Joyford the one trampled there. Knoxville pressing a little bit more aggressively than you might customarily expect. Mila triggering in. And due to that fact, there's space to explore for Richmond on the attacking ends. Bill Hard tipping the spear and turning infield for Fitch. Simon Fitch arriving at the back post! With a flash, it's Max Shenfield. A shiny Richmond goal makes it 2-1. And that is much more like it for the Kickers. Richmond restore it. It's fullback to fullback. Two trusted servants of the club, Fitch and Shenfield, and Pop. It's maybe mishit, and maybe no one will care. Max Shenfield catches it with the shin. But there is a glimmer in his eye. And at the 40th minute, another twist in the tail. How about it? Jumping up and down here at the City Stadium. They were never going to go quietly. And as it stands, Richmond, once more, will see to live another day if they can hold their nerve. First hurdle to clear, get to halftime. Elsewhere in the division, Portland have the deficit against forward Madison. 2-1 there. 2-1 here. And 2-2 on the ball. Richie in. Gouling unable to fully put a leash to it. Jaheim Brown brings it down. Knoxville not taking long with their back on the canvas, popping right back up, throwing serious punches, stumbling. No foul call. Raucous sign of appreciation by those in support wearing red. Snipped out for a corner to come. Many of the best attacking moments have come in the custody of Stavros Serakostas for one Knoxville. He has won his team a chance to once more even the thing at 2. Have posted the second worst mark in terms of the share of their overall aerial duels won. And Dennis Sneddon not hit with the right kind of conviction. The counter starts to bloom for Richmond Kickers. Bodies on the break. At full gait to get out in front, and a flagrant foul with no call apparently. Maybe not so flagrant. The ball is won, and legally so by Knoxville. Moans and groans from around the City Stadium. And long strides for Richie. Kickers do well to forget any previous indiscretion and their potential disagreement with it. Referee leveling his ruling there. Angelo Kelly. One well by Richmond. And crushed to the opposite ends. Clearing action, no doubt. Richmond, at this stage, might be well advised to soak up some pressure at the finish line of this first half and see if they can maybe nick something on the counter. Chance to look back at their most recent counter. Any foul or no foul that occurred. Maybe here in a moment after one Knoxville give up this attack. As they do, and that is called a foul. Huon is starting to really reach its boiling point. yellow card. Stavros Saracostas, the name taken. So he joins Callum Johnson in the book. Stavros does lead this Knoxville club in terms of total fouls. It will be his 9th yellow of the year.
Has been issued to one Knoxville SC number 21, Stavros Saracostas, in the 44th minute.
This was the no call. Stavros Saracostas got lucky there. A bit of karmic relief as he's given the yellow card. A couple moments later, the referee unable to justify giving the call in that moment. Nonetheless, it's a free kick for One Knox and floated into the waiting grasp of James Sneddon. He's met with plenty of approval from those in support of the club. Stoppage time, all that's left in a breathless first half in Virginia. It will be a allotment of 3 minutes.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes added to the first half.
Key stoppage time. Bill Hart fighting off Callum Johnson, maybe failing in that endeavor. Lost it to Deanne, a hip check, a foul. Johnson loses his head, he's already on a yellow. I think he was alerted to that fact pretty quickly. Came to his senses, got out of dodge. Real challenge for it at the far touchline. Going for Richmond. Richmond would love to compile their advantage. For the half, they would really bounce into the dressing room with pep in their step if they could do that. Marcelo Lage. Also to do so, One Knoxville has scored multiple goals in 3 of their last 4 games. Still probably not in a position to sit pretty. Angelo Kelly. That being said, despite all the success One Knoxville have had, they will be in a place where they would much rather play their home playoff games, well, at home I should say. They have not compiled the best of road records in recent weeks and months, only winning 2 of their last 10 away from home. Of course, they are currently set to potentially be the first side to go a full USL League One season unblemished at home. They will have their next couple of games in that venue, finishing with 3 straight in the state of Tennessee against Portland, Texoma, and Greenville. Trying to make the most of their final minute of this half. Kirkland mishits it. Could it be costly? Blotted out by Simon Fitch. Sent sailing. Retrieved by Seifert Haugli. One last push for the visitors. Stumbling. On the far touchline is Shenfield. He blocks the cross anyway. Undaunted in his defensive duty. Page Turner. 2-1. Fighters separated. One Knoxville down a goal on the road. Richmond Kickers, to this point, it is a satisfactory grade. Still drawing breath. In fact, catch your own. We set the step aside here in Virginia. It started from the outset. Full-blown blows exchanged between One Knoxville and Richmond Kickers. The Simplicity VOIP halftime report coming up next. Richmond Job done today.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Back from the halftime is presented by Simplicity, VIP. The Experience, presented by El Jimador Spike Bebidas, is a video docu-series that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their support groups. Latest episode showcases New Mexico United and their support groups, Sector 114, The Curse, Galactic Ambassadors, Black Diamonds, and La Maldición. It's available now at youtube.com/USL.
It's great to win against an MLS team, but we'll do that any Wednesday, any Saturday.
It's our house. No one comes into our house and beats us.
If you're against us, it's not going to be good for you. But if you're with us, it's the greatest day you ever had.
The Kings of Chaos strike again!
They create such a loud environment, flags waving, chants.
When the team plays, it's like we're going to the battle with them. It's always sort of that New Mexico underdog story, just waiting to happen.
In the USL, shovels in the ground mean as much as scoring goals. And Sacramento Republic is on its way to transforming the city's rail yard district into a soccer palace. The same is happening in the Motor City, with Detroit City's new home clearing way for stadium construction. Miami FC has unveiled its future home in South Florida, while the Pittsburgh Riverhounds prepare for their stadium expansion, preserving one of the best views in all of sports. The growth is felt as well in League One, with expansion on the way for 2026. The scene changes daily at the site of Fort Wayne's new home, from clearing the area in early June to the sweet sight of concrete and steel in mid-September. All watched closely by Fort Wayne's Director of Communication, Justin Cohn.
Thousands of people literally drive past this thing every day. So how cool is it for everyone to get a chance to see this thing every single day get closer?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's ideally located for people going to and from work, or they're driving down to Indianapolis, and you're seeing it in really at a rapid pace come up. So you're really seeing a lot of the facade of what will be the stands start to come up.
I look at the renderings. First thing I notice is this gigantic video board. So give me some of the neat things about that, because this might be the best thing in League One for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is something I'm really excited about. It'll be the second longest scoreboard in the entire state. So that means it eclipses an NFL stadium. You're going to have a lot of options at Fort Wayne FC Park in terms of watching the matches. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the scoreboard.
Fellow League One expansion club Boise is seeing its vision take shape as construction at the park at Expo, Idaho is full speed. And longtime League One club Greenville Triumph has kicked off construction at Bridgeway Station.
This week on USL All Access, we get ready for the Jägermeister Cup final by talking to both Hartford and Sacramento about some of the greatest runs in the league right now.
President and General Manager Todd Donovan from Sacramento Republic talks their sustainability while rebuilding the roster with first-year head coach Neil Collins. How about Hartford Athletic? Beautiful run to the final, and how Anthony Siaha, his best statistical year for his career, helped get him there.
Tuesday nights, SiriusXM FC, and the next day on the USL YouTube page.
¡Se cantó!
On me. Tell them that's like it.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
News and notes, and there are plenty of things to take note of around the divisions. Excitement already starting to drum up next year, and Mike Avery will be part of that excitement as he retains his role as head coach for Fort Wayne in their move from League Two to League One. Of course, Evan Lee, always the one that's been part of the narrative in this league as he makes his mark, surpassing 200 appearances for his club Greenville Triumph across all competitions, the first player in League One history to do so, and of course, as well, won Knoxville. They have been the toast of the town this year, currently the 1 seed, and currently clinched in their playoff positioning as they, SC Naples and Spokane Velocity, all have sealed their playoff future. Playoff presented by Terminix. The team of the week features a couple from
ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hey, I'm Juan. Welcome to the Confident Barber Show. Come on in.
Health. Suddenly, that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
On the heels of a lively first half of play, we embark on our course towards the second, where it stands here in Richmond. 2-1. We enter the fray. Highlights of the first half are brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and it's worth the recap. Richmond had to win this game to stay alive, and they did their ready best to make sure that happened in the 23rd minute. Ball in from the flank from Simon Fitch, off the redirection, and it is a purity of hit that Adrian Billhart delivers one into the side netting. That made it 1-0, and Richmond were off to the races from there, but one Knoxville would not let that go lightly. Jaheim Brown, after Angelo Kelly's excellent effort to regain the ball in the final third. Brown played in by Babacar Dieng, and he wrong-foots the goalkeeper James Stedden to level things 1-1. It was nose-to-nose at that point. Babacar Dieng with 4 goal contributions now in the last 4 games, his second assist of the campaign coming there. On to the 40th minute, Richmond at the controls, once more at the heart, Simon Fitch. This time it's Max Shenfield who catches that oh so well. Whether he caught it with his foot or his shin is another question, but it meets the mark nonetheless. Stats of the first half show a clinical expedition by both teams. Every shot on target has found the back of the net. Knoxville have controlled the lion's share of the ball. And expect that number to maybe creep upward if things hold where they are, as Richmond will be happy to soak up pressure and maybe strike a fatal blow on the break. The story is to be written. Ink not dry from that first half. We'll see if Ian Fuller wants to alter the equation at all. He's got plenty of horsepower in his dugout, namely in the form of Kempis Tequila. They're trying to get him back up to full fitness after a pair of games last week. Chose not to start him. He scored last game against Chattanooga. Has been sizzling in the last couple of weeks. Leading goal scorer from last year, Tequila. But it does appear the teams are unchanged. Richmond have had a nasty rash of injuries all year long. Operating today without Dakota Barnathan, their captain. Let's see if his presence is felt in the second half or lack thereof. The management of this situation from Darren Sawatsky will be intriguing, as seasoned as they come. If he wins today, it would be his 60th league victory for Richmond. And in fact, there is one public substitution to report. Stavros Arakostas in many ways was the most inspired player in the One Knoxville attack in the first half, is replaced by Gio Calixto. One Knoxville are compelled as they are trying to secure that #1 overall seed and see to it that this is the final road game they play in 2025. Emiliano Terzaghi with other thoughts. He has come into his own after a slow start. The league's all-time great in almost every attacking category, has won a corner. Terzaghi has started the last 7 games in a row. Started that run with both games against One Knox. As the second half, its narrative starts to take shape with a corner kick for Richmond. Much more simmered atmosphere in and around the ground from where things left off in the first 45. Maybe the anxiety has drawn in as the adrenaline has worn off. Nodded back across frame. Sean Lewis will just narrowly escape as he paws it away. A flattening first touch from Simon Fitch. Shenfield swerving to the opposite flank. Kirkland is unreinforced as Fitch trots over after the corner. It matters not. Kirkland turning in. Lodge just had a snap at it. A wild swing of the gate. It's an easy clutch for Sean Lewis. Boos cascading. Maybe some cause for question of a handball potentially. Jaheim Brown. A two-man game, just trying to taunt the opposition forward. Spread for Skelton. Stirring down the far flank on the give and go. About facing. Able to find a way towards goal. Now Angelo Kelly will have his best try and roll it out of play. And there's reason to look back. Just upon further examination, we will let you be the judge. But you heard those boos from around the ground, and that certainly looks like it strikes the hand of Sievert Haugley. The question will become whether or not it is a legal interference, as the hand was down by the side of the defender. He does turn his body away, though. Looked like without that impediment provided by the arm of Haugley, if that ball was on track to maybe cause some real problems at the back for One Knoxville. It's nothing but a footnote now, though, as there is a Richmond player down. It is Josh Kirkland who's struggling. Kirkland has been in the engine room. He's got grease on his cheeks in the proverbial sense. Been running and working so hard. His second season out of the University of Mary Washington. Player that Darren Sawatsky feels has come leaps and bounds this year. Exploded out of the gate. And despite the drop-off in production, has just gotten to a point where, as a professional, he has really carved out a foothold for himself in these ranks. At the level he was playing at collegiately, was able to really go by without refining his game much, as he will have to wait to come on at least for one more moment. Kirkland's able to influence things by just running at opposition, as Calixto does here. In for Kelly, and not on the same scripts as Jaheim Brown, as Kirkland will get the green light to come back on. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Fortunately, the case for Richmond Kickers is not one, if it doesn't go their way, in which they can just restart the match. It will be fatal. They do not secure the result they currently hold. Have to win. Anything less, and their season comes to a close tonight on their home patch. Only Westchester has so far been eliminated from the playoff picture. Everybody with 5 or fewer games left to play. Foul is the word. It may be a cheap giveaway, if not a costly one for Richmond. Angelo Kelly was posing no immediate threat. Sirens sounding potentially at the back for Richmond Kickers, again with a makeshift pairing of center backs of Lodge and Beckett Howell, the youngster. Ball in. That's dealt with well. Of course, it's Josh Kirkland with his nose in the fan. Kaleidoscope of colors and bodies in and around the penalty spot. Snedden in goal. Stung into the area and flashed away at the near post. Second entry from Jaheim Brown. Knoxville players receding, trying to get back on side. Makes it an easy job for James Snedden, who ignites the counterattack with his distribution. Not quite clever enough. On the far side was Bill Hart. Richmond pressing in numbers. One possession, these Kickers 93 times in the final third this year. They're the top marks in the league, but now they call the dogs off. The lower lying line of confrontation makes sense. A blockade from the Kickers. A peeling run from Kalick-Strout. Fended off at the back by a covering Beckett Howell, making his 12th start of the year. Most of them, though, prior to this day, coming at fullback, certainly not at center back in a back four. He casts a stern gaze, does Howell, as the throw-in is set to be ushered into the area by Jaheim Brown, catapulted in. It falls dangerously in the box. Lodge is there to nullify any immediate danger. And hawked down by Ritchie. Darwin Espinal, quiet first half for him. Coming off a Team of the Week performance, but he unleashes Kirkland, who stretches those long legs and has a shot that will pop into side netting. Still hot to trot. Hit hard wrong side of the frame. Team's leader in box touches on the year, Josh Kirkland, and that is precisely why. Not particularly privy from our current position to what the running numbers might indicate underneath the surface for him. But it would not be beyond the realm of possibility or question if he was the marathon man for this Kickers club. Certainly has been today. Sievert Haugley. Work to do for Knoxville. Knoxville have only allowed 10 second half goals this year. Cause for good tidings as they pursue what would tie things back up. Neat and clean to Deanne. Just stabbed away. Darwin Espinal in a bind. Escapes the counter press and it's cleared by Richmond Kickers. It does appear that Richmond are starting to with a growing scope accept the role as antagonists, sitting deeper and deeper, inviting more and more One Knoxville pressure. A switch of play to Jaheim Brown. Punches it across. Met skyward. And once more, strumming up the band for the counter. Richmond kickers. Terzaghi in the middle. A lung-busting run towards the corner. Reinforcement arriving for Richmond. A step over, a stride to the end line. Bill Hart, beaten back by Haugley. Long sucks of winds. The expanding chest of Adrian Bill Hart, housing what was a mighty heartful effort to put his side potentially on the front foot. They know. And now they make the noise. The kickers have taken their stand. They've dug the trenches. They go on the offensive. Max Shenfield's goal made it 2-1. His cross on the corner will earn another corner kick from the opposite flag. Kempis Tequila is being put through the paces in the dugout, we're told. Will not be a welcome sight for Richmond, as he scored in both games against the Kickers for Knoxville last year. Even more cause for separation to be yearned for by Richmond. Played short, something off the training ground. Simon Fitch returned. Terzaghi was always going to go down at the first cause for contact. Just made that a little bit too obvious. There was an extension, there was a shove, but over easy. And certainly not hard done. Mikel Gulling is the one given the hook as he makes a spot for Kempis Tequila.
Substitution in the 59th minute.
A jolly German who has been the main man for One Knoxville. 10 goals last year was the best mark on the team. Knoxville this year, when he has been on the field, have been about 0.6 goals better per 90. An incandescent creator at the front end. As Roadside try and chase this down. They've lost their level footing twice. It was 1-0, then it was 1-1. It is now 2-1. Richmond taking the lead on each occasion. At the hour mark, Jaheim Brown. Striking out on the far side. Sneddon punches away. It was nervous. Unable to needle through One Knoxville. A tumbling. And a summoning of play to stop. Referee makes another call. Carlos Rodriguez. Terzaghi was toppled by Jordan Skelton, who got out of that first half without a yellow card despite a couple of speculative challenges. He will escape this engagement as well.
This is your last call for alcoholic beverages. All sales stop after the 70th minute. Last call for alcoholic
It will be an excruciating half hour for Richmond Kickers. Boomed away by Sneddon. Espinal in the middle, arrowing a switch of play, waiting on it. It's Kirkland. Terzaghi and Billhart in the middle, now joined by Espinal. Josh Kirkland. Cross is blocked, not blotted out. To the top of the area. Never got where it was meant to go. That was Chandler O'Dwyer. He tries to hawk it back off of Angelo Kelly and fails to do so. Hatching his plan, Rosamila. And Sievert Haugli with a much more simmered set of pace. Opening for reception is Gio Calixtro, and now Kempis Tequila getting his first whiff of the game. There's runway for Sievert Haugli, the big Norwegian, nudging into the final third. Barging into the box off the foot of Richie and sent sailing. USL Championship and League One are on the CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com, USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Everything will be box office from here on out across the ranks of both USL League One and the USL Championship. So much still at stake as we approach the final bends. Jameson has taken an awfully long time getting rid of this goal kick. Two Richmond changes already. We'll watch from the wings. And not for very long as the foul is called. One Knoxville have the opportunity to go quick. They will not. Still no window of opportunity for the first couple of changes for Richmond. Knoxville have made two changes, but only using one substitution window, with Calixtro introduced for Zeracostas out of halftime. 3 more subs left at the discretion of Ian Fuller, which will soon be the case as well for Richmond. A soft spot at the top of the area. Shot cued in and cued out by Gio Calixtro. A window to pump a ball along, Darwin Espinal. That played too narrow for him to really do anything about it, but he will have a say here. Stymied by the touch of Shenfield, and now Espinal starting to operate with a lot more operating space. Angelo Kelly picks it up. Pistons pumping as Knoxville move towards the attacking end, but don't get very far. Regained by Kempis Tequila. Calixtro infield for Dien. Looks like 2 young players are the ones chosen in this moment for Darren Sawatsky. Landon Johnson and Jonathan Kangawa are the ones that are getting the final checklist checked through. Yellow card is the call. Looks like to Rosamila. He had a couple indiscretions already. Just a bit of a rash challenge. As his feet found the shins of Neil Seufert. So we've hardly seen Jonathan Kangawa. This will be only his 7th appearance of the year. Awfully large, 25 minutes and change for him to be introduced to, as Mr. Richmond kicker Emiliano Terzaghi is the one who makes the opening. And then Johnson will be the one most directly replacing him. As for Adrian Billhart, he scored the first goal. He will not see this at the end of the line as Kangawa will attack the opportunity in front of him. Played collegiately at Virginia Commonwealth University. One of 3 former VCU Rams in the stable of this Richmond program. Was in the 18, Kangawa was. The first time since July 13th, 2 games ago against Charlotte, not in the squad last game. Deployed in a big spot. present tense. Landon Johnson steps in, having scored twice on the year. One of the first players to graduate from the academy setup for Richmond. Game of head tennis breaking out. Who wants the ball? The answer is Neil Seufert, and quite badly as he works himself out of a tight space. Tilted to no one in particular, though. There might be trouble afoot. As dancing with the ball at feet is Stuart Ritchie. Jaheim Brown joining the attack. And floated away off the foot of Darwin Espinal. Jordan Skelton. Knoxville have really failed to establish any kind of attacking beachhead in this half even. No meaningful moments of opportunity. Really only the one and then a couple half chances in the first frame. There won't be another one for them here. Cleared away by Kangawa. Yellow card for Ian Fuller. The Knoxville manager gets his name taken. And whatever disagreement was taking place is not finished.
Caution has been issued to one Knoxville SC coach in the 68th minute.
Just a yellow card. Based on the size of the reaction, whatever has crossed the line of the feelings of Ian Fuller did so quite aggressively. He will sit down and try and take the sting out of whatever is sticking in his craw right now. Callum Johnson, a softening touch and a skyward ball over the head of Jaheim Brown, who tried to cut in front of Max Shenfield. Darwin Espinal. It was a risk to try and play out of that situation. A risk that does not pay off. Came off the shin of Chandler O'Dwyer, and it will be a corner kick for one Knoxville. Is that a mental lapse that proves devastating for the home team? Question to be answered in the next 30 seconds or so. Gio Calixto will have the honors. Without swing. Batted about. And it will be another corner kick as the shot was deflected on its way. Knoxville have had much of the ball. They have not generated in the chance department to meet that tune. Another look from the corner flag. Try and find what has been so hard for them to find. It would have them back even at 2. It was dangerous as it set up there for Sievert Haugley. Snuck out from the back, and Darwin Espinal leaving the leg in the path of the oncoming Knoxville player. See if he is cautioned here. Answer is no. Tried to take the free kick quicker than the referee likes. Knoxville with only the one shot on target. None to speak of. First 25 minutes of the second half. In by Johnson. Richmond clinging to the ledge with white knuckles. Have to win or winning. Connecting the dots is Callum Johnson. Wide is Gio Calixto. breezing into the area for Tequila. A thought from Skelton, a hit from Skelton, and hammered high. Did well to carve the half yard to get the shot away. Couldn't keep the finish down. Jamestown will extract every second available to him. A heavy-handed header from rising Sievert Haugley. Passenger play results with the ball out of play. Throw in. He commenced back into the field by one Knoxville with a pair of changes. Watching on. And we'll see how Ian Fuller has reassessed the tie. O'Dwyer on the 1-2, connecting well with Darwin Espinal. Released upfield. Looks like Josh Kirkland has picked up more of a central space. See if that maybe signals a changing of the overall defensive outlay, if it is still that 4-1-4-1. A little more than a quarter hour left to go to the finish line. Jordan Skelton. Can one Knoxville get themselves unstuck? A really good test for them. The playoff charge to come. Almost assured that at some point they will find themselves facing an adverse situation and may have to come back. Can they break down the block? Searching ball into Jaheim Brown, who heads back across frame. Leaves it behind Kempis Tequila. Espinal. Kirkland's on to it. And it just escapes after the first touch of Darwin Espinal. Angelo Kelly. It was a twisted, wicked effort. And it rolls wide. Not had the same kind of verve in the second half, Angelo Kelly. Knoxville prepping a couple more changes now. Lucas Meek thrown into the tie. Haven't seen too much of him.
Public substitution in the 74th minute, entering the match for the Richmond Kickers.
As well as, of course, Abel Caputo, who's been a big part of the rotation in the base of midfield this year. And Josh Kirkland, his day is done. Done a lot of hard running. And so too, fresh legs sent on. Hayden Anderson comes into the contest. He's only played 8 minutes over the last 2 games. Only 56 total minutes in the month of September. He will toil for the next half hour to try and keep the season alive for Richmond. Filtered back to Sean Lewis. Hayden Anderson really rumbling. He's at least put a scare into one Knoxville as they start their build-up sequence. Cost them a couple seconds. Scrambling down the line, and Definitely lifting one into the path of Hayden Anderson, who had gone early. Offside is the call. USL on ESPN2, you can watch Sunday, October 5th. That's tomorrow for a clash of championship teams fighting for playoff life. Eastern Conference Rhode Island FC battles, of course, Las Vegas Lights FC of the Western Conference. Both teams desperately and direly trying to get all 3 points in their playoff pursuit. That game is coming to you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Should be a good one. Max Shenfield clips free of Kalikstrow and then swirls free of Meek. Is he giving the ball up? Canagua can't reach it ahead of the tackle. We'll see who the yellow card is inscribed to. It is Canagua. Two substitutes coming to grips. Close quarters fighting. Leaving it all on the line. Nothing left to lose for Richmond. Jaheim Brown. Blocked by Espinal and intercepted by Espinal, who has his pass intervened with as well by Sievert Haugli. And wide for Richie. Haugli's in the box. Tilted back to Jaheim Brown, who brushes in across, knocked down. Narrowly wide. Still yet to summon the strength to get something on target in this half. One Knoxville. Best effort coming from Nico Rosamila in that moment. It was 2-1 at halftime. It's 2-1 in the 78th. Richmond without much rush. Knoxville have only lost twice in their last 16 games. One of those defeats was by the hands of their nemesis today, the park that they currently play in. And is it a double feature? Certainly starting to look and feel that way. Richmond circling the wagons, digging the trenches. And Knoxville sieging away in the final 10 minutes of play. Marching along is Gio Kalikstrow. His pocket is rightfully picked by Espinal, who pays in a brilliant ball behind. Sean Lewis able to see it the whole way. He's off his line. Espinal gave it a crack. He is capable. Not enough carriage. Lewis always alert. That would have been quite something. It's still 2-1 though. First half goals by the hand of first Adrian Billhart, then Jaheim Brown of Knoxville, then Max Shenfield of Richmond. Put it in dire straits at the death. Hayden Anderson making a long-legged run is Shenfield. Jaheim Brown in contest. Who's touched that last? Knoxville. There is good news for Richmond on top of what they've already done today. Their 3 remaining games are against teams that, coming into this one, were below the playoff line. So they will have direct influence on some of their competition, and in theory have lighter competition because of that fact. Next 2 on the road, at Texoma and at Avialta, before returning home on the final day for another installment of the Henny Derby. Oh, what a run. A run that meets an ill fate. Looked like it was Lucas Meek who was spearheading an attacking effort. Big crowd on hand to watch their team fight to stay alive. Official attendance reported north of 5,000 on the day here at the City Stadium. It has felt like every single last one of those has lived and died by every moment. There are some smiles peeking through the clouds, casting across the countenance of many anguish and anxiety. Break might be brewing. Hayden Anderson's run himself offside. Aspinall senses that fact and chooses to not do anything senseless there. Now he's joined by plenty of friends. Shenfield, rather that actually was Neil Seufert, deferred in the direction of O'Dwyer. Snedden keeps it on the floor. One-touch stuff from Richmond kickers. Pass is rhyming right now. Rolling wide, Kempis Tequila. Knoxville needs something to inspire them. Maybe it's this man. Not going to happen there. And after the drag back, no foul is called. And the ball breaks free, as it will be a goal kick. It exited the field of play on its travel. Say what you will, Carlos Rodriguez has allowed all degrees of physicality both ways today. Richmond will relish the opportunity to once more diminish the amount of playable seconds. Anderson is offside again. Should be said, he's not naturally a number 9. That was not made obvious by the fact that he's literally wearing number 3. Typically a wide defender, sometimes a wide attacker. Now he's just a chaser at the front. At the end line, it's hammered out of play. Beckett Howell's turned in quite a pleasant punch card, if you will, for Darren Sawatsky. Makeshift center back, acquitting himself quite well so far. Knoxville trying not to flinch in the final moments. Winnable ball, and with a bounce, it's bound up by the goalkeeper. Skimming off the head of Haugley, hounded by Landon Johnson. Richie was in trouble there, nowhere to go but out of play for a throw. taken to the corner. Tick, tick, tick. Snatched up by one Knox. Thundered in by Simon Fitch. Kept by Richmond. Seufert. Espinal, first time, off the head of Hayden Anderson. Kanagwa. Cut out. Richmond want that insurance. Seufert! Sent sailing. He saw his name up in lights, Neil Seufert. Had a quiet day so far. A loud miss late.
Kickers fans, you know what time it is. Get on your feet and make some noise because it's time to stand up for Richmond.
A thunderous roar, the essence of a pivotal moment. Free kick, one Knoxville. The Reaper is looming for Richmond if they can't hold on. And they do hold their ground there. As far away as they can get. In the area, it's Haugley. Dien. Well, he's hardly had a touch all half, and he won't have one there. Aside from maybe the final one that got it out of play. Fewer and fewer questions by the minute. Yellow card to James Sneddon for time wasting. He'll take it, no problem. And away. And a long draw of relief breath from Richmond. Skelton skying one wide. The knock-on will fall kindly for Dien. Babacar Dien in the box. Seufert just misses out on the block, and it screams to the opposite touch line, at which point it will be out of play for a throw-in. Did Seufert get a touch? Doesn't seem that way. It's a throw-in. It belongs to Richmond kickers. And half steps the whole way. Shenfield will throw in. His goal is the point of separation. He is the point of difference. He might be given a yellow card for milking the clock, and in fact, that is the case. He's won another throw. He's gone down. Kempis Tequila is telling him to get on with it. The referee has sensed some rising tension. Now do his best to get things back on the leash. We have crossed the threshold of 90. Still waiting for the final calculation on stoppage time. 4 minutes is the word. Stoppage time is presented by Kiyaki Yerba Mate. And it's without cause for question that Richmond kickers are energized by the performance they put in. A flick on. Hayden Anderson. Landon Johnson. Spry and in the mood. Richmond on the break. Hayden Anderson now towards the corner. Uprooting tackle. Anderson grappling to get it back. And apparently he's committed a foul, throwing the ball away. He's going to get a yellow for that. Loudest it's been all night, the boos. Bellowing down. Banging the ball to the opposite end is Sean Lewis, the help on header. Richmond winning all the duels and working downfield into the path of Hayden Anderson, who's one-on-one. Undercut by Haugley. Legal winning of the ball. The mechanical march of one Knoxville toward the attacking objective. They've been without ideas in this frame. It would be a eureka moment late. It would be devastating for Richmond. 2 minutes left in the tie. In by Ritchie. Up towards the end, knocked down, calls for handball, cleared away. The referee will not be the one who determines the day. Rainbowing off the foot of Ritchie, then off the head. If it looks like Meek. And belted away at the back by Kanagwa. It skids off the foot of Sievert Haugley. 90 seconds left. Excruciating for the Virginians. Tennesseans on the other side of the line, tempting fate by bringing the keeper into the build. Moonshotting into the box, and Sten will latch on. Less than 60 seconds away from home and hose for Richmond kickers. Knoxville maybe knocked off their perch as the #1 seed tonight. Richmond's rightfully only concerned with their reality. That is 3 points. Keeps the heart behind their badge beating. Nothing less, nothing more. One last push for one Knoxville. A skipping stone through midfield. Sievert Haugley picks up the baton and breaks one into the box. An attempt at the second ball. Snedden's cut out, hit towards goal and just carried wide. And that will be the very final word in what has been a breathless night in Richmond. But at day done, kickers still kicking. The man of the match, the max of the match, Max Shenfield, his goal, the one that put the defibrillator to the kickers. That is brought to you by Courtyard Marriott. And the play of the match is that play. It was by his hand that Shenfield and Richmond kickers live to fight another day. What a game. What a scene. In the embrace of their friends, as we set to step aside, the flares explode in Richmond. They do what needs to be done. 2-1 at the final tolling of the bell.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCOPS brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day.
We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family.
Is seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at their home away from home.
Sipping the sounds. Richmond Kickers. They claim all 3 points. It's only the 4th time those folks have been able to celebrate a victory in their last 26 matches. When they had to have it, they did. Post-game coverage is brought to you by Bon Secours. The tale of the tape of a game that was certainly captivating here in Virginia. Started in the 23rd minute as Simon Fitch put in a cross that fell oh so nicely for Adrian Billard to plunge home off the rebounds. At that point, 1-0. Richmond were well on their way, but there would be a bump in the road, and that would take the form of Jaheim Brown in the 34th minute. Joel Kelly doing so well to roll up his sleeves and get it back. Alcardian plastering wide and pumped home without any chance of the goalkeeper. Is a merciless finish from Jaheim Brown, and it was 1-1 at that point. Richmond, you wondered what they would have in terms of really their determination for a response. After what's been a long season, and this would be the answer. Max Shenfield is a glimmering goal for Richmond Kickers. Gives them just the faintest slant of light of hope at the end of the tunnel. Full-time staffs also brought to you by Bon Secours. Richmond were the rightful winner. Only one shot on target. Ian Fuller will be concerned after what was a lackluster performance coming off one of the best one Knoxville have had all year against Chattanooga Red Wolves in the midweek. And so it goes. The final act is a thriller in Virginia as we set to take you into the good night. Non-stop action in Richmond as the Kickers will, at least for the time being, continue their pursuit of the playoffs. For our entire lovely cast and crew, folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher. USL League One season continues. We will certainly talk to you soon. At the final bell, 2-1, the final score.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.